Let's crochet the thermal stitch. This is a single crochet stitch that is a great next step project for you learning how to use the back loop of crochet if you are a beginner. This easy thermal stitch pattern here I'm showing is a pot holder, but you can make pot holders and bag straps, but they are not going to be stretching out on you. This is a very durable stitch. You can't see through it, and it's thermal, meaning that with the name thermal stitch, and that means that if you use it in a wool or a cotton, like I'm using here, a mercerized cotton, it's not going to transfer that heat through. So it's perfect for that, and it's nice and strong. So join me today and I'll show you how to make this.
Welcome to GoodKnit Kisses. We're all about helping you stitch your love and love your stitches.
For the written pattern and right and left-handed video tutorial links, you can get those down below. Our blog is going to have it all written out, so if you want to make a pot holder or if you want to make a bag strap or any number of items, you can see all that information on our blog, as well as the supplies listed that you see here, which we've got our hook today and our worsted weight yarn. This is actually a mercerized cotton, so it's nice and durable, and it's going to be heat resistant for a pot holder. And I'm using a G7 hook. This one is actually G plus from Furls, but you're going to need a 4.5 millimeter if you're going to work with what I'm doing today. You can use any hook size. Just know if you want something to be heat proof or something, you're going to want to use a natural material like cotton or wool instead of an acrylic or something that would melt if you've got something hot going on it. It is called a thermal stitch, but you don't have to use it for that, but you can use it for something just double thick and nice and sturdy. So that's the best stitch for that. Okay, so we're going to dive right on in. Go ahead and get your supplies, and I'll see you in a moment. I want to start off our video by showing you a few of the stitches right in the middle of the row, which you can do on any project. Just know that you need to work this one row and then work another row back in order to get it doubly thick. So I'm going to start this first, and then we'll go on to showing you the beginning chain, the foundation row, and the main row, and then later on I will show you how to finish off the very last row when you're gotten to the length that you want. Okay, so, and if you need a tutorial on a single crochet, I have a slower motion video tutorial, and I'll link to that down below as well. Okay, so we have just come up through this stitch here, and you can tell if I pull on it, you can see it there. And we're just going to go into the next stitch, and you see our V-shaped stitch from the next crochet, our next single crochet. So we're going to go through just the back loop, so go in between those, and we're going to go through just that back. And then down below, down here, directly below the stitch, you can see this stitch here, which is from the row down below that, the previous one. So we're going to pick up both of those stitches. So we're going to go through this first back loop stitch and then the row below. And then all we do is yarn over and pull up a loop. We have 2 loops on our hook, and then we're going to finish off with a yarn over and pull through both. So let's do that again. We're going to go into the next stitch through the back loop, and then through that loop down below, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through both. It's super simple once you get used to it, and once you've really got this established, and you can see it kind of stacking up like this. It looks like the row is kind of split in half, and that's because we're working on the back side, and when we come back down, we'll be picking up this front side. All right, so I'm going to join you for the first beginning chain. To resize this pattern, simply lengthen or shorten your beginning chain to crochet the length that you want. You can work with any number of chains. The beginning of the thermal stitch can be a bit fiddly until several rows are worked and you have something to grip onto. So I recommend practicing with 12 to 20 stitches first to get the hang of it before you start working your main project. Again, it's mainly to learn how to hold it and grip it, and that first row and foundation row are going to be a little bit fiddly until you have a little bit longer length. Okay, so we're going to start with a slip knot and make your chain. So we're going to work on this sample with, let's do 12 stitches. And I suggest making it loose on this first chain and also the first row, just until you get the hang of it. Chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, done 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so now we're going to work in the back. We're going to turn it to the back here, and you're going to work into the back stitch, and it's the bar that goes across here. It's like a horizontal bar. So we're going to go into this first one, and I actually kind of have to use my fingers on it as I find it's a little harder, and it could be just this yarn. We're going to go through there, yarn over and pull up a loop, and yarn over and pull through both loops, and go to the next one. We can see that little bump here. Go in there, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both, and then go to the next and continue on. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Make sure you're being nice and loose and not too tight. So it may look like it's really simple for me right now, but I usually am tight on that first foundation chain, and it can be a little too much. So you want to make sure that you're really paying attention. And I had to do this a few times before I got comfortable with it, because I kept trying to make it too tight. And this works much better to have it intentionally loose. So go ahead and go all the way to the end until you have all of your remaining stitches on, and you should have one less than you started with. You should have 11 stitches. Pause your video and I'll see you there. Okay, so I've got 10 stitches, and I've got this very last one here. It's right next to that slip knot. There we go. And if you're still a beginner and looking to understand how many stitches you have across, you can count it this way. Don't count this loop that just came through. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 11 is this part at the end right there. Okay, so I have 11 on mine because I started with 12. And that is our foundation row. And so now we're going to work row 1, which is the one that gets repeated everywhere. So you're going to chain 1 and turn, and we're going to do our thermal crochet or thermal single crochet stitch. So don't count this chain, just going to skip this chain here, and you're going to go into this next stitch. That was actually the very first stitch, but you're going to go into that back loop here. And then you're going to go into what is currently the beginning chain, and you're going to go into this very first unworked stitch. So it's technically like it looks like the front loop from that other side. And so we're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. See, it's fiddly. Yarn over, pull through both of those. Okay. And then we have 2 loops on our hook, and we're going to yarn over, pull through both of those again. And then now go on to the next one. So this one's pulled a little out of whack here, but you can see that the next one is this one here. Go through the back loop there and go through that next stitch down below. It just lines right up parallel, and yarn over and pull through. We've got 2 loops on our hook, yarn over and pull through. Okay, and then we just keep continuing going on. So this is where it came from before. We're going to go into the next stitch, and then into that stitch down below, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. All right, so you're just going to keep going all the way down until the very end. I'll meet you back for that last stitch, which is a little hard to see. All right, pause your video and I will see you there. All right, so done 10. I'm on my 11th, and you can see where it's pulled the stitch up here. So if I follow it down, you can see that's actually the stitch here. So we're going to go through that. That's my back loop. And then there's one little loop down below. That's that last one we need. Yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through. Okay, so that is row 1, or that's the foundation row actually. You can see it may seem like it kind of pushes in down the end over here. That's okay. So what you're looking at is the top row of what you just did, and then you're going to turn it over and then be working in these stitches. So let's just look at it for a second. So we're going to repeat row 1, and you're going to be going through, when you turn here in a minute, you're going to be going through this stitch that you're seeing on the front side currently. It'll be on the back. You're going to go through this stitch and then the one right below it. So this one. Okay. So it may still feel like, oh no, I'm going into the foundation row. You're not. As you keep going, this will pull in and it'll be a lot clearer to see, like you saw on the very beginning of the video. So go ahead and repeat that row 1. So we're going to chain 1 and turn. Okay. And if it helps to turn it sideways like this to see it rather than go like this, then do that. So let's just do it sideways here. We're going to go this very first stitch here, go through there, and then the stitch that's down on the row below, yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through. Okay. So I'm going to keep it turned here. So this next stitch is here, and then we're going to go through the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through. So I'm turning it now so you can see what it actually looks like. So we're working in this direction and you can see what it looks like from the back. Okay. There's no right or wrong side on here because it's going to look the same on both sides, which is nice. So you're just going to continue on. Go ahead and go through. This is what it looks like on the top. Go through the next stitch, the back stitch, and the stitch below. Yarn over and pull through. Yarn over and pull through. There you go. And just keep going all the way until the very end. Pause your video. I'll meet you at the end here, and then we'll show you how to finish this off. All right. Okay. So we're down at the very end, and you can see what that looks like. It looks a little bit more structured, a little easier to see. Kind of has this sort of valley right here. Now the last stitch is always the harder one to me to see, the last and maybe the first stitch. So you can be sure and count. Let's show you again how to count. I should have 10 stitches across. Don't count the loop that's here that was on the hook. We're going to count down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That one was 7. 8, 9, 10. Okay. So this last one, it's not this bump here. That's that chain. It's this one right here. Okay. So we have one more left. And we're going to go ahead and go in like this, and you can see this is the front of that loop, so you're going to find the loop that's right behind it, and generally these are kind of like on top of each other like that. So I just make sure I'm picking up 2 loops. We're going to go through here and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2. Make sure you're meeting the height of all of your loops to make this row higher and not being tight and squishing it down. Okay. So then you're just going to repeat. You're going to chain 1 and turn and begin again, right? So let's begin one more time just in case you need to see it. So we've already chained. We're going to go through this next stitch and then this stitch below, and then yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through. All right, just continue that on, and I'm going to show you how to finish it off on my larger sample. All right, so you have worked your row 1 until you got to your desired length. Mine is about 8 inches, and it's 8 inches across. I actually chained 37 stitches, which gives me 36 stitches across as you go. And I am now ready for my final row. The final row starts off pretty much the same, just one little tweak, and then you're done. So you just need to chain 1, and we're going to turn. Okay, but this time we are going through 3 loops before we pull up a loop. So we're going to go through both of that single crochet below. So we're going to go through both stitches, that V-shaped stitch and that stitch below. So we're picking up one more stitch, and we're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, and a single crochet. Again, do another single crochet. We're going to go through those 2 loops up top and that row below. Pull up a loop and single crochet. What we're trying to do is get it to the same height on this front side as we do on the back. So you're just going to continue going across until you get your final stitch, and then you're going to cut your yarn, pull through, and weave in your tail. That's it.
Thanks for joining us today, where we help you stitch your love and love your stitches. See you again soon.